Yeah. Hi. Good morning, all of you guys. Hope all of you can hear me. Just before starting the session, just I want to confirm one thing. Is my voice is audible, guys? Is it clear? Can you please confirm, guys? Is it clear? Right. And yeah, fine. I think there is no disturbance or anything or a background noise. I think the voice is clear, right? Right. Right. Thank you, guys. Fine. So guys, this is Vamshi here. Um, I was the trainer for the data science technologies, almost all having somewhere around 20 plus years of experience. So just before starting, just before beginning the session, so yesterday we have been conducted a small workshop. We have been conducted a free workshop. So maybe I can see some names like who has been joined in yesterday's workshop. It is only just like it's not a technical session actually. Just it's like an awareness program. It's like how the data science, just a little bit idea, like what we do it in data science, etc. So the guys who has been attended my last session, that is, it's a free workshop. It is nothing relevant to this particular training program. Just it is like before starting the sessions, we'll generally conduct some kind of a free workshops will be conducted actually. So the guys who has been attended the last session, so they knows about me, and I also introduced myself, and I have just given some a description about just a 2 minutes. I don't want to take much time. So just a 2 minutes, I just want to explain about my experience. So this is about myself, guys. A simple one screenshot. That's it. Within a single screen, I'm not using any multiple. What is my role? What is my achievements? And I'm not giving all of them. So just it is my simple profile actually, guys. So my name is Vamsi Krishna Guttula. Almost all having somewhere around 19 plus, very closer to almost all 19 and off, almost all closer to 20 years. Huge experience I'm having both in training, development as well as support related projects. And mainly my one of the main thing you can find out with me here is my complete 20 years of experience is on the data. So I really know how to handle the data in a different ways. It's not only in a single way, it is going to be in a different ways. Almost all I started in 2003. It's almost all 20 years, almost all 2003 November. So that's why I said that it's almost all 20 years of experience. So I started my career with data management, like database systems. So I was expert in the database like SQL, PL SQL language or a T-SQL language and multiple databases. Like mostly my expertise is on Oracle, SQL Server, and which is going to be MySQL. These are the mostly I'm going to be using it actually. So mostly using my databases are Oracle, SQL Server, and other one is going to be MySQL. Nowadays, companies are preferring to use it. And after that, mainly, I'm just giving some main ideas, my main, whatever the technologies I have it actually. Then I was an expertise in the business intelligence, which is going to be the systems of what we can say the data science and all these things. Business intelligence systems. I worked with the various BI tools like Microsoft Business Intelligence. And apart from that, I also has been got worked with Informatica, Cognos, business objects, a different type of tools we have been got worked. And apart from that, I moved to big data systems, which is also the one of the main prerequisite or one of the requirement of a data scientist also, data scientists or data engineers, which everybody knows about that, like big datas, Spark. These are going to be some of the things actually. And after that, from 2017, I was working in the one of into the data science field, and also done one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad, and which was nothing but an advanced certified training on AI and ML from IIIT Hyderabad. So yesterday also I have been given some different course curriculum from IIIT Hyderabad. I have shown you with collaboration with the talent sprint and some kind of a great learnings. So they're conducting multiple sessions about that. That's it actually, guys. This is about myself. I don't want to just take much time regarding this actually. So no worries. Don't worry about that. Yesterday's workshop. Yesterday's workshop is just like an, as I told you already, it is going to be a quite like an creating some kind of an awareness. Like I say that it is like an awareness program actually. So just before starting the discussion, let me tell you about this course details actually. We know that. So we are here to learn about in which is going to be a course. So the name of the course is going to be nothing but it is a full stack data science. It is a full stack data science, which we are going to be learning actually. So it is a completely, if I'm using a free hand, I'm not using any mouse here now. So I use as a pen tablet. So in short, generally people call it as FSDS, a full stack data science. So mainly before just what is how we want to just how our lectures are going to be there is we are going to be gets conducting a 3 days of or 3 to 4 days. I can say that depends on the discussion. A 3 to 4 days, I will be taking some kind of a demo sessions will be taken. So what is this demo sessions are nothing but it is not to that means it's like a demos means generally most of the people says that so the participants want to see like how the teaching of the trainer is there. So I think I don't want to you guys to evaluate me because I have a very huge experience, 20 years of experience. You can see in my learnings, in my teaching, in my whatever it may be. You can find that actually when I'm talking about a technology, how deep I will talk about that. You can find it off actually. So demo sessions are nothing but just to clarify some of your doubts whether I can fit into this particular data science. Somebody suggested me to learn the data science. Can I learn the data science? What exactly data science will do? Like what are the different techniques and tools we are going to learn? So it is going to be just like to get some idea about the course curriculum. We are going to conduct some this 3 to 4 sessions we'll conduct actually. These are going to be free of cost. They are going to be free of cost. So in these 3 sessions, like what we will deliver, what we are going to provide you, what you can expect from ourselves, from our side, what we expect from your side, so that all these things we can just think, we can just discuss about that. And whatever the doubts you are having, everything I'll clarify it actually. So after the 3 to 4 demo sessions, then what will happen here is you can have to register for the course by paying the respective fees amounts, whatever it may be. My backend team will help you. I was not going to be concerned with that because I was a consultant trainer. So it is going to be technical aspects you can discuss with me. So remaining, you can talk to my backend team. DURGASOFT backend team will be there. So you can collaborate with them and we can, this you can contact them and they will help you to do all the remaining procedures. Technically, you can ask any kind of a doubts related to the technical training. So anything like you can, I'll talk about database systems. I talk about big data systems. I talk about data science, data engineering, like everything I'm going to work. I'll talk about cloud. I'll talk about reporting. I'll talk about analytics. Everything I can talk about that. So my experience, you can utilize my experience and you can get a deep, whatever the knowledge you require. It is going to be, it is not what I learned. It is not what I learned. I'm going to just, so many people, what they will do is they will learn something and whatever they have been learned, the same thing they will they are going to they do some kind of a KT, just like a knowledge transfer, they will do that. But here it is not like that. It is not like that. It's going to be completely, I do a lot of research. I do a lot of research on the data. I do a lot of research on the projects. So whatever the research I have been got done, I will use all that particular research skills to make you understand that particular explanation very, very clearly. You will find that once you go to the actual classes, you will find it actually. So one best example, I can say that machine training and testing, how can you, most of the people won't understand it also. What is training? What is testing? How can you differentiate them? It simply says that you have to do the training, we have to do the testing. No, I don't want to teach like that. Everything is going to be why training, why testing. How can you differentiate with them? That itself, I'm going to take 3-4 classes for our understanding concepts actually. So technically, you need not to worry. Conceptual wise, all these things will be our in-depth classes will be there. Okay. So I just don't want to take more time. Just I want to directly jump into the course. First of all, let us try to understand what is full stack. First of all, why full stack? And even you guys also has been maybe seen like So many courses or names are like full stack Java, full stack UI, full stack Python. Now, sir, you are saying that it is going to be full stack data science. So what do you mean to say that it is a full stack? So generally, we all of you know that whenever we are working in a particular project, we require some kind of a multiple skills are going to be gets required actually. It's not like, for example, let us say that if you work with, for example, you have learned Java. So once you go to the real applications, it is not only the Java is the only one requirement to work on a particular project. So whenever we are working on the project, we require some kind of an other skill sets are going to be required actually, guys. Some other skill sets are going to be required actually. Like, for example, most of the people says that if you learn Java, yes, absolutely. If you learn Java sufficient, you will get a job. But after you enter into the job, you have to require some, at least some minimal requirements actually, guys. Like which is going to be Git and GitHub is going to be required actually. Mandatory. Everybody in every enterprise, it will be uses actually, guys. Git and GitHub, which is going to be some kind of an, what we can say that a version control systems actually. There are going to be some kind of an version control systems. Right now, you don't require it, but I'm just telling that like how it will do generally. Normally, when you are practicing, whenever you are practicing in your class, what will generally do that? We have written a program. You written a program. And what we have been done is the program is having some bugs. So what we are going to do is we are going to edit the code. We'll edit the code. Okay, after that next day, again, we want to make some changes, we change the code. But in real applications, it will not be done like that. We simply, whenever a new requirement comes, we simply don't make the changes to the code. We already developed a code. So what we are going to do is we'll save the same file, we'll add the changes, and we are going to save it like a new version of that particular file. We are going to save it actually. That is what we are going to call it as version controlling actually. So we should know about that particular Git and GitHub actually. So really, for example, let us say that even all of you know that like whenever you put a fake, when somebody has put a fake experience and went to a job interview. So most of the questions will be asked on the Java. He has learned everything about the Java. One question on Git is sufficient, guys, to identify really whether the person is a real experienced or not. Everybody, almost all who works in the, even not only in IT industry, even in IT and non-IT, that means sometimes we'll use some kind of an application which are not related to IT also. They also uses the basic Git and GitHub they will be using actually. So what I mean to say is, whenever we want to work in a particular project, I'm not talking about only Git and GitHub. I'm generally talking about that. So to work in a particular project, whatever the skills that are going to be required. Previously, I can say that it is hardly somewhere before 2015. Like, for example, I don't know about Java projects because I was not into the Java. But for example, let us say that I'm taking a very small example. Let us say that it is going to be a data analysis project actually. So there was a client was there. So the client is having a lot of data. So they have been hired or they have been went to a company saying that, sir, this is what is our data analysis, which is going to be required actually. So we require some analysis. So I require some services from you, which is going to provide you all that particular data analysis, whatever is required. So whenever we want to work in a data analysis projects, it depends on different skills that are going to be required. Like one of the basic skill that may be required is going to be SQL. Maybe, may not be. I'm not saying that every skill is required. It depends. For example, my client having a database system, my client is saying that we have all our data in a database systems. We directly have a data on the database systems. We'll directly give the access to the databases. You can access the data. Or sometimes the client says that we don't give the access to the databases. Whatever the data that is required, we will dump into CSV file and we'll give the access from the CSV files only. So it depends on that, like how the client requirement or how the client is providing the data. So now the client is saying that directly we'll give the access to the database systems. You can directly query the data directly from the database systems. So in that case, some kind of a language like SQL is required. Second thing, for example, he says that I don't give the access on the database systems. I'll give you only some CSV files to you. you have to do that complete analysis by using the CSV files only we have to do. On CSV files, we cannot use the SQL. So again, if you want, again, I can dump the data into a database system and I can do that. Or else I have to require, so instead of dumping it somewhere, I want to use Python or some language like an R language. And even finally, if you want to give all that analysis to my client, I have to do some kind of a reporting. So it is going to be some kind of a reporting skills are required. So these are some of the skills actually, guys. So SQL, which is going to be Python, R, and reporting skills. Maybe sometimes, let us say some kind of an scheduling has to be gets done. Let us say, so every day my client is asking, every day morning 6 a.m. I want some reports I have to require. Maybe I may reuse, even I can do the scheduling in the reporting, or otherwise some kind of an Unix shell scripting, etc. I'm going to be using some kind of an shell scripts or etc. I can schedule those things actually. So it is going to be a multiple skill. Simply if you know SQL, that is not sufficient. So you have to know about SQL. We should know about Python and R. You should know about reporting. We should know about shell scripting. So what previously it used to be happened here is, I'm talking about before 2015 actually. Companies almost all used to hire these 4 different type of skill people. 4 different type of skill people they used to hire it actually. One person is saying that SQL, one person is saying that Python and R, one person in reporting, one person in shell scripting. So it is going to be some kind of a cycle. Like for example, some kind of a process, data processing need to be done by this particular Python developer. Data processing need to be done. Based on the data processing has been done, reporting is going to be done by, the visualization is going to be done by the reporting people. So unless and until a Python developer does the data processing, reporting people can't do the data visualization. That means their work is completely depend on this particular people. Let us say that this person was there, who was a Python developer. Let us say that he was off. For example, on 1 week, he was off. So during his particular off time or off period, so the reporting people says that we want everything from that particular Python developers. So everything they have to provide. Without that, we can't do anything. So what is happening in a project? So if there is any breakdown has been happened, the total project development is getting stopped actually. So, and one more thing, for example, this particular Python person left the company anyhow. Meanwhile, we know that some kind of an KT or some kind of a new hiring will be taken place. Let us say that the Python person has been left the company. So till that particular another new Python developer comes and he has to be understanding all the project. So these people cannot work on that. So that's why nowadays the companies has changed their particular plans. Their recruitment plans has been completely changed. What they are doing here is, yes, we require some expertise, but a person who is going to be having an expert in reporting and also having some idea of Python and idea of SQL. So suddenly if any requirement comes, so these people immediately they have to work. They should be in a position to work on the Python. They works on reporting only, but if necessary comes, then they have to work on Python and SQL and also with the shell scripting actually. I'm not saying that one person has to do all the work. Again, they may recruit 4 people, but all these 4 people has to work on all the 4 different type of skills, which is required in our project. That means from end to end in a particular project lifecycle, whatever the skills that are required, if he is having all the skills actually to implement a data analysis project, so that person is nothing but, we can just call him as a full stack data analyst. Why we can call him as a full stack data analyst? He can work in a data analysis project at any level. He can work with them. So he can work with SQL, he can work with Python, he can work with this reporting, he can work with shell scripting, he knows how to scheduling, he knows everything in the project. He was aware about that. He is in a position to work. I'm not saying that he has to work with all the positions and all the tasks will be assigned to him only. He was expertise in one skill, but having a capability to work with the other skills actually. So that is the reason why the companies are looking for, which is going to be full stack people, full stack data engineer, full stack Java developer, full stack Python developer. Everywhere we are seeing about the same thing, full stack. Same as it is our course, whatever the course I am delivering here is also a full stack data science. So I think you understood a point about that. In a data science project, whatever the skills that are required, all the skills we are going to be delivering here now. Previously, it is going to be hardly 4 or 5 years back, almost all 4 to 5 years back. If you look at the 4 to 5 years back, so they used to say that data science. The course name is data science. But actually, what we used to see in the data science, we used to teach only the skill called as a machine learning. Only one skill. Actually, the course name is not data science. The course name is going to be actually machine learning. Machine learning is a part of the data science. We are saying that it is going to be data science, but we used to teach only machine learning only. That is 4 to 5 years back, which I used to see it in 2018 and 2019. We used to see it actually. Data science course means it is only machine learning. But from the last 3-4 years, if I can see, so full data science means it is not only just a machine learning. We are teaching almost all the, which is going to be the skills that are required. So don't think that these many skills we have to learn. All these are interrelated topics only. Machine learning, we are going to learn some of the main concepts I'm telling actually, guys. We are going to learn deep learning. We are going to be learning NLP. We are going to be learning something like an AI. We are going to be learning some concepts of big data systems. Even we are going to be learning some kind of a skills like which is going to be Power BI, and which is going to be something like which is going to be Git and which is going to be GitHub. We are going to be learning. And even apart from that, we are also going to learn some kind of cloud technologies also we are going to be using. Yes, why do you require the cloud technologies? Why? Because nowadays, most of the data storages is done from most of the data storages we are doing in the cloud actually. Not only for data storages, even we are going to be doing some kind of a deployments. Our models, whatever the machine learning models are there, the deployments we are going to be doing on the cloud. And cloud is also providing a lot of AI and machine learning services. There are so many AI and machine learning services that are providing actually. So that is the reason why we have to learn one of the cloud services. We have to be aware about that. Not only that, there are going to be some other areas are also going to be there, which we are going to cover. So along with that, we are also going to cover a language like which is going to be Python and R. So all the skills, totally whenever we're talking about all the particular skills, again, there are so many are there actually. In each and every concepts, again, we have so many subtopics and sub-concepts are there. So we are going to be teaching all this. We are going to be delivering the trainings on all these particular. That's why we are going to call it as which is going to be a full stack, which is going to be a data science. You are in a position to work with multiple skills. We are going to work with multiple skills. We are going to be having it actually. So depending on your experience, whatever we are having, or depending on the level of whatever you are learning, you have been gained during the program, you can apply for a different skills. You can go as an expert in the Power BI, which is going to be data, and it's going to be part of data analyst. Or even we can go to as a role like a big data engineers, like which is a part of the data engineering. Even we can go as a machine learning expert as part of the data science projects. So machine learning, deep learning, NLP, AI engineer. So we don't learn that much advanced level of AI. I'll tell you like why AI cannot be advanced level of AI cannot be implemented in our computers. So these are all some kind of skills which are going to be required. A little bit idea about that. Even while working with the big data, even we are also going to be having some introduction to which is going to be shell scripts and the Unix commands. A little bit shell scripts and Unix commands we are going to be learning as part of the big data systems. So we are going to learn a kind of a multiple skills. We are going to learn it actually. That is what a full stack data science course. So I cannot explain all this. What is NLP? What is AI? What is deep learning? What is big data? Maybe Power BI, you guys may be having the idea about that. You heard about that. It's nothing but a data visualization tool. Git and GitHub also, some people who are really working in real time, they knows about Git and GitHub. Cloud also, you may have some idea about that because nowadays a lot of cloud based technologies. Deployment, anyhow, I have to show you like how the deployment will be done. A little bit Python and little bit R is also going to be required. So we learn all of them. So all that skills which we are going to be required actually. So everything I cannot explain within a single day of time. So in a single day, we cannot explain it actually. So first we'll start with one of the introduction part called as, which is going to be nothing but what we are going to call it as a machine learning. We are going to start with them actually, guys. Yes, Kumar. I'll I'll tell you like in why it is in detail. Okay, why it is going to be covered in detail is anyhow. See, the difference between a Power BI. Actually, we are going to learn. Uh, uh, Leave the Power BI. We are going to learn a skill called as a data visualization. We are going to cover a skill called as a data visualization. We are going to everything we'll call it as a skill or a technique only. We don't say that it is a tool or it is something like that. A data visualization skill. How I'm going to teach them. I'm going to teach you everything with respect to by using Python only. I'm going to do that. In Python, we are having some libraries like which is going to be matplotlib, and we are having a popular libraries which is going to be Seaborn, and even pandas also do the data visualization. Apart from that, if you want to learn, we can learn about another algorithms like Bokeh. Sujana, we'll discuss it. Okay, Bokeh, and apart from that, we are also going to be working, which is going to be Plotly, etc., etc. These are all the data visualization tools. Here we are going to spend more time on that. And here we are going to get each and every minute part of the data visualization. Every component of a data visualization, we know that. Like what is going to be I'm just giving some ideas like figure. What is axis? What is axis? Axis are completely different. What is X label? What is Y labels? What is a marker? What is going to be a title? What is going to be the, like I can say, what is meaning of a legend? So all these components we are going to be understands whenever with respect to the Python, we are going to understand it. So once if you know all these components, learning Power BI is a very, very simple topic only. Why? Because in Power BI, everything we are going to be doing in a GUI based, whereas in Python, everything we are going to be doing it by using code based. You know the difference between GUI based and code based. Obviously, which one is preferred? Which one is preferred? Obviously, if I ask you the question, everybody says that GUI is going to be the better option. Why? Because it will save the time. It is going to be saves your time and it is going to be very easy, obviously. But I suggest is going to be code based is convenient. Code based is convenient. Actually, code based is recommended. Why it is recommended here is for your knowledge purpose. It is going to be code based is going to be better. You will know each and every internal component, each and every workflow. You can understand it. GUI based is real time. That means once you go to the real time, obviously the company always looks at how much you know, how much confidently you're doing it. It's not matter for me. I require the final output in a short period of time. So in real time, when you go to the real time, it is GUI based. But for learning, for the interview point of view, it is going to be always code is going to be better actually. So being we are going to learning all these components in Python, learning Power BI as a GUI based, it is very, very easy. So you ask a Windows developer. So all of you uses Windows. You ask a Windows developer to work on the Linux. So it is very difficult to work with the Linux. For a Windows developer, if you ask him to do it on Linux, he will be he will struggle a lot actually. But ask a Linux user to work on the Windows, he will work very easily. Why? Because everything is going to be GUI based. That does not require any training. But if you want to work with Unix, a little bit training and little bit support is required actually. Otherwise, we can't do anything. So how do you install a software? Download it from the internet and double click on that. Next, we'll do it. But in Unix, we don't do that kind of an installations actually. We have to download that particular source codes and packages. We have to do them, untar them, and set the path, and we have to work with them. Everything is going to be like a command based only. We have to work with them. So they have a more control, whereas Windows people does not have a more control on the operating system. So same as it is in Power BI, everything you can do very fastly, very easily. You can do that. If I give the same assignment for two people, same task to the two people, if ask a person to do it on Python and ask to do it on the Power BI, Power BI people will do within a few minutes of time. Maybe if a Python developer takes 5 minutes of time, it is going to be just not even 1 minute, less than 1 minute he can do it actually. But the code base will have a more control, whereas the GUI base does not have that much control on the application actually. So that's why learning is very easy. Learning is very easy. So once if you go for Power BI, each and every component, what is a scatter plot, what is a line plot, what is a bar charts, what is going to be stacked bar charts, what is going to be 100% stacked bar charts, what is pie chart, what is a slice, what is going to be matrix, every component we know that. So you don't spend that much time on the Power BI. Only the time we are going to spend is, the only advantage Power BI provides is there is some kind of a concept called as a DAX concept is there. So I will concentrate on this particular DAX concept more. We'll teach in depth only, but you have to explore more and more from your side. That is what I mean to say that actually. I'll teach it. I'm not saying that just 1 class, 2 class, I'll teach it. No, at least I'll teach almost all 1 week to 10 days, I'll teach it. Because on the Power BI, 1 week is sufficient. 1 week, hardly 1 week. But along with that, because all these components already you have been learned, you will be learning in the Python module, you really don't require to explain each and everything. So that is the concept what we can do that. So I'll teach you. I'm going to teach you in depth and only, but you have to explore to get more and more expertise on that. Okay. So that is going to be about the what I'm talking about the data. I'm talking about the Power BI. Yes. Sujana. So you are asking about covering tools like ChatGPT. Absolutely, we are going to be covering. And thing we are going to be using here is I am going to, as part of NLP, because ChatGPT we know that it is nothing but a large language model. It is going to be. So as part of NLP, we are going to be having a case study. I can say that it's a case study or it's like a project. We are going to develop which is going to be a chatbot. We are going to develop it actually. Clearly a chatbot. We are going to develop one chatbot. We are going to be developing it actually. I'll show you. I'll develop a chatbot and I'm going to give the input. It is going to answer my questions actually. But not like your complete ChatGPT. It can answer because we know that ChatGPT is also one of the language model, which is going to be answers up to some extent only because it was trained only the data that exists before 2022. It's a very large language model. Whatever the chatbot we are going to be developing is going to be very small language model we are going to be developing. So same thing if you apply for a large model, it is going to become a large language model. But whatever we are going to be working is going to be like for a banking application or for, let us say, I want to develop a chatbot for DURGASOFT. So how much extent it is going to be up to that particular point, we are going to discuss it actually. Okay. So clearly we have an application called as a chatbot development. Almost all 4 days we are going to spend on the chatbot development actually. In our course, we are having a chatbot development is there. Okay, fine. Right, guys. Okay, so let us talk about the, as I told you now, guys, it's a demo classes is like this only, like 3 to 4 demos. I said 3 to 4 demos. I don't want to deliver everything from my side. Whatever the questions you have, you can ask me, I can just deliver them. So what extent we are going to be discussing, I can just explain. So I don't say that, I just don't say answer saying that yes or no. I just tell you what is our approaches, how we are going to do all these things. I'll be covering about that. Okay. So let us come to my discussion, guys. So first, these 3-4 days classes, I'll just going to give you an idea about, mostly you'll get the idea, guys. I'm going to be starting with something called as machine learning. Once you understand what is machine learning, I'll go to something called as deep learning. I don't start with anything like what is machine learning will do and what exactly we do it as part of the machine learning. So nowadays, people are very aware about that, guys. Like it's not like earlier case, before attending or before taking up a course, first they are doing some research. They are doing some, they are watching some videos in the online YouTube, everything is available. It's not going to be. So even if you want, you can learn data science even from the YouTube videos. But what is the problem with the YouTube videos is nothing but the main problem is they are not going to be placed in a proper order actually. So they will be for basically they will be they will be creating for maybe some likes or something like that. There is no proper order will not be there. And apart from that, YouTube, the video learning means it's nothing but, that whenever you find a time, then you are interested to. So today, if you don't have a work, so today you have some other work, your preference is not to go to that particular learning. So you will do your work and you will say that tomorrow we'll do that. So it will be delayed. So after 1 year, if you verify, nothing you have been learned from the YouTube videos. But this is a purely instructor-led training program. So live sessions only. So no videos, no people, no, like even my classes will take a little bit time also. The reason is also is nothing but I don't share the code directly. That means sharing the code means I don't write the code first before your class itself and just run the code and don't show you. Everything is a live instructor. It's a live class only, live coding only. We are going to do that. You find out most of the data science training programs are going to be, they will run a PPT and they will share you the code. Says that you have to learn from the PPT. You have to learn from the code. They will run the code. They will explain this, and you have to learn it. You can't understand anything from that actually, guys. From my class, it is everything from the scratch itself. Everything, every day I'll write the code. Every day I'll write the code actually. Every day to day I'll write the code. I don't say that a code is already prepared. I'm going to share you the code. If I do like that, you will learn the code up to whatever the code I have been got written. But here it is not like that. If you see the code, it will be like this actually. So every day to day, it is going to be. So today morning, 7:30 a.m., we have been done a code. So it is 03/7/2023, 7 a.m. Same code, I don't share it with some other body. Some other wells, I'm not going to share it actually. Okay. Yeah, some questions are coming. I will just try to answer it once. Just give me a time. Rahul and Kazal. Right. So like this, every day-to-day classes, it will be like this: 9 a.m., 8 p.m., 7:30 a.m., so 6 p.m. So we have a multiple classes are there. Like that, every day-to-day only. So we don't put a copy and we don't simply say that we'll share this particular code. Even whatever the notes you can see here, whatever I'm writing, this will be completely different from one batch to another batch. Examples will differ. The sequence may changes, examples may changes, concept remain the same, but what examples I'm using will be changes actually, right? So yeah, I'll answer some of your questions. Yes, absolutely. Like somebody is asking about, will you get the recording videos? Absolutely, we'll get the recording videos. Every day-to-day recording videos will be given through the access to the Google Drive. We are going to give it, Rahul. Right, Kajal, will this course cover the data analyst syllabus and will able to apply for the job description? Absolutely, Kajal. Data analyst is a prerequisite to this particular data science course. So as I told, so data analyst is also part of that. So you have multiple skills are there. So you have seen, you will be learning some kind of in Python and R. And apart from that, even we are having Power BI. So with that, you can go to the data analyst role, what we can do with that actually. Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, yeah, Bunty. The total every day the class duration will be from 8 a.m. to it depends. Actually, general our plan is at least we have 1 hour 15 minutes of time. But generally, what is the problem with the 8 a.m. time is some employees will be there. So they have to join their meetings or they have to join their offices at by 9 o'clock generally. That's why depending on that, if all of you are comfortable, I'll take up to 9:15. Otherwise, I'll wind up by, which is going to be 9 o'clock. I will try to wind up them. Okay. It depends. It depends on the participants' requirements and availability also. I'll do it actually. Right. And apart from that, course duration is going to be almost all. It will take somewhere around 4 to 5 months. It is going to take it actually, guys. It is going to take almost all more than 5 months. It is going to take it actually, guys. Nearer to 5 months, more than 5 months. Because I told instructor at classes, it is live coding part, and we have a lot of syllabus is there. Mainly lot of syllabus. Syllabus is more. The topics are going to be more actually, guys. So it will take more time. Machine learning, deep learning. Along with that, you have to learn maths and stats. But if you want to cover it as soon as possible, 20% should be contributed from your side. That means if some topics like I'll tell you. So these topics you have to learn. So everything don't expect from my side. Some small topics, like if we talk about Git and GitHub. So don't expect that I'm going to teach you all of them in detail about that. I'll teach you the Git and GitHub, I'll teach you, but you should explore more and more. Same as it is Power BI, as I told So I'll teach you the basics, not only basics, advanced level I'll teach you, but you have to explore them. I don't show all of them practically in that class. I'll say that these are the things we have to learn. You have to explore them actually. So 80% contribution is from my side. If we can do that 20% contribution, so we can do it as fast as possible. We can do that. So I'll ask you to learn the maths. So if you can dedicate some time to learn the maths from yourself, some topics I'll tell you. I'll give you the resources. You need not to search the internet. Everything I'll give you the resources. I will give the resources, and we have a good options are also there actually, guys. A very, very good options are there. I'm not going to reveal now itself because it's not relevant to that. I'll tell you like what exactly there are going to be some kind of an free certification programs from various foreign institutes. From different foreign institutes and universities, we are having a free online programs are there. There are video trainings. So you have to cover up those particular trainings along with my trainings also. You will get a certification from them. That is an added advantage. So you can say that I have been got the so-and-so advantage maths. I have got so-and-so, which is going to be a certification from so-and-so university on this particular stats and maths actually. So that is an added advantage. So it is covering two things. You are going to be getting some training on that, as well as you are going to be also certified on that actually. So you can say that you can put, I completed so-and-so certification from so-and-so university. It's a free course. You need not to pay any money for that actually. Okay. I will just guide you with some kind. I will find out the courses. I have some list of courses are there. So I'll find out which course is going to be important. So you have to spend every day 1.5 hours of time. There will be time limit is there. So 4 weeks. So you have to cover within that particular 4 weeks. You have to complete it. So I'll give you such kind of a course curriculums I'm going to give you actually, guys. Okay. You can go as both fresher if you are not having the experience, as well as you can go for an experience if you are already having some experience, or if you have any gap or something after your graduation. Both can be covered. Freshers means generally who has been recently graduated 2022, 2023. So if you are having 2018 passed out, or somebody saying that I already worked on 6 years on Java, I want to move towards the data science, both for experience and for freshers. Both of them, this course is going to be sufficient, right? Okay. So let us come to my discussion, guys, which is going to be machine learning. So as I told you, so I don't want to put all the things on one day. Slowly, we are going to do that. Just easy to understand what is machine learning. As I'm saying that nowadays, all of you are aware about that. I need not to much explain about that. You started hearing about that. Like, for example, let us talk about an example of, for example, Python. So initially, everybody used to think that like Python, the name Python is going to be nothing, but it is a name of the snake, isn't it? So Python, we know that it's a very huge snake, which we can find it in some Brazilian and some other forest actually. But now everybody got to know about that. Python is nothing too relevant to the snake. Why? Because the name, because everybody started learning Python. Obviously, they will learn like why the name Python has came. In the part of the history, we know that it is actually the name of a TV show. Actually, the name has been taken from a TV show. So who guys who are not aware about the Python, they may be hearing about the first time, but who already started learning Python, who already learned Python, they knows about that. The name Python has been taken. It's a name of a person. It was a director who was directed that particular TV show, an English TV show, actually a comedy web series, which is called as a Flying Circus. The name of the TV show was a Flying Circus. Monty Python Flying Circus. From that particular name, this person who is the author of the Python, who is awesome, he has been taken that particular name actually, right? So that is going to be about the Python. So nowadays machine, everybody has been came to know about that, at least some basic ideas. So what is the idea here is machine learning is nothing but the name itself represents machine learns. Just like very, very similar to human learning. Machine learning is nothing but just like a human learning. So I told you also, so maybe what is AI? So I'm not talking about technical definition of AI. What is AI is nothing but we want to develop a system which is going to be a machine or a computer or a system which is going to be just behaves like a humans only. How the humans learns, same as it is, which is going to be machines also learns. Previously, you know that what are these robotics and all these things. So just like human, they will also perform the work. but only based on the instructions what we have been given, coding what we have been given, they will work. But machine learning is not like that. They are capable to learn by themselves also. We need not to teach them. They will learn automatically. They are going to learn it actually. Machine learns from where it will learn. Machine is going to learn from the data. So the machine is going to be learns from that particular data. There is a definition for data science. Data science is also called as, which is going to be a data-driven science. So the complete is going to be completely, it will be driven only with the help of, which is going to be with the data only, it will be driven. So data-driven science, data science is also called as a data-driven science. Why? Because it completely works only based on the data. So machine learns from the data. What is this data it contains actually? Data it has to contains what is the past, what has been happened, what has been happened in the past. If you explain them, it will learn from the data, machine learn from the data, which is what has been happened in the past. So what based on the what it has been learned, it can do some kind of a prediction for the future actually. You know what is meaning of a prediction? Prediction means what could happen in the future. Future means it may be tomorrow, it may be after 1 year or after 10 years. Maybe machines cannot capable to learn up to the 10 years, but hardly 1-2 years of time they can expect, they can predict it actually. They can predict. So what could happen after 1 year, after 2 years, what could happen actually? So what is a simple way to understand a machine learning is, so machine learning is nothing but just a process where the machines are going to learn from the data. What is the data contains? What has been in the past? What has been happened in the past? If you tell them, it will learn from the data. It will understand, oh, this is what is happening. So based on that, tomorrow what is going to happen? In a simple way to understand that. For example, nowadays, it's a rainy season actually. Almost a rainy season has been started. So will it rain tomorrow? Will it rain tomorrow? For example, will it rain tomorrow? For example, whenever I say, will it rain tomorrow? So if I ask you a question, if anybody asks you a question, yes, it is a rainy season, it will rain. We generally don't do like that, isn't it? So what has been, let us verify, last 5 days, what happened? So last 5 days, what has been happened? From the last 5 days, at some particular point of time, almost all every day, there was a rain was there. It is not a continuous raining, but at particular point of time, there was a rain is happening. So that means that almost all from the last 5 days, if I verify, every day it was raining, almost all 100% probability that tomorrow also it will rain. From the last 5 days, there was no rain was there, or 4 days it was rain and 1 day it was not rain. For example, 4 days it was rain, but 1 day there was no rain was there. That means simple to say that 80% chances that yes, it will rain, or 40% chances that it will rain, or 20% chances that it will rain. So like that, it can, how we generally say like that, machines also behaves in the same way. So they will understand the past, and based on the past understanding, what could happen in the future, it can tell you. This is a simple example, but how it can be used in real time? That's why I'll just tell you a simple example. A very simple example, make you understand that. Let us talk about a simple example only. I don't want to take much time. There is going to be a banks are there. In the banks, there is going to be a loans department. You know that. What is the biggest headache for the loans department? One of the biggest headache for the loan department is customers takes the loans, okay, but they don't pay them EMI. They don't repay them actually. So we know that defaulters and non-defaulters. So before giving the loan, they will do all the verification. CIBIL score will be there. Every verification is done, but still the people becomes the defaulters. So why the banks always thinks that, why can't you predict when the bank comes to know that whether the customer is a defaulter or non-defaulter? Let us say that the loan duration is for 5 years. The customer within the first month, we cannot know them. After paying 3 years, after paying for 3 years, then he stopped paying the EMI. So he has become a defaulter. Actually, 5 years is a loan duration, but after paying the 3 years of time, he has stopped paying the EMIs. He became a defaulter. Within the first month, he won't become a defaulter. Maybe after 1 year, after 2 years, or after 3 years paying, he stops paying the EMIs. So this is one of the biggest headache for this banking people, specifically in the loans department. So before giving a loan, can't you have an estimation? Like, can't you predict? Can't you predict whether this customer will be a defaulter or whether the customer is going to be a non-defaulter? Can't you do any predictions? Yes. So for that, what the bank says is, if you understand the past customers data, we have a past customers data from last 20 years, we have given the loans to various customers. So 20 years back means financial status are different. Let us say that, let us analyze the last 3 to 4 years of customers data. So analyze the data, you can find out some kind of a patterns. So like, who are the defaulters, who are the non-defaulters? You know that every data is going to tell you a story. Every data is going to contain a story actually, guys. So story need not to be like that. Story is going to be in the format of data. Okay. So whether a movie was success or not. So whether the movie is going to be hit or a flop. Okay. It need not to be depending on that somebody has to say that this movie is hit, or somebody need to say that the movie is a flop. It depends on some numbers like ratings. Like there is going to be ratings will be there out of the 5 ratings. So what is the average rating is there? The average rating is going to be nothing but it is going to be 2. So what is going to be the status of the movie? We can say that the average rating is going to be 4.5. You can say that what kind of a status it is going to be. So somebody need not to say that this movie is hit, this movie is flop. So if you give the movie ratings, it is in the format of numbers. So data always tells the story. That's why we also call these people as the storytelling skills. So what is a storytelling skills actually? A storytelling skills is nothing but getting some story from the data, which is nothing but a data visualization skills. So our main requirement is nothing but what is a data scientist will do in a banking application is he will analyze the past 3 to 4 years customers data. They have given maybe some lakhs of people they have given the loans. Among that, some of them are defaulters and some of them are going to be non-defaulters. So what he will do is that whatever the machine learning expert will do is he will feed all this data to the machine. What this 3 to 4 years of data is fed to the machine. Machine studies the data and comes to a conclusion, or it is going to give you some kind of an insight saying that, so these are the patterns which I find it for defaulters. These are the patterns which I find it for the non-defaulters. So based on these particular patterns, in future, you decide to whom you have to give the loans, to whom you should not give the loans. For example, my machine says that almost all my defaulters, which is going to be the defaulters average age or age, is almost all between 25 to which is going to be 32 years. So let us say that all my defaulters are verified. Their ages is between 25 to 30 years of time. So what the banks has to do now, whenever a customer comes who is going to be between 25 to 32 years of time, immediately the bank should not reject the loan, saying that you are between 25 to 32. My past customers are also who are the defaulters. We should be the bank people will be more and more careful about that. Get more and more documents, get more and more verifications. At least 50% of the defaulters, if you can capture before giving the loans itself, it is going to be a huge savings to the particular banks. Like that, you can talk about so many examples. We can talk about them, guys. So many examples we can talk about them. So simple to make you understand what is machine learning is. Data was fed to the machine. Machine is going to understand the data and it is going to get you some kind of an insights. Based on some insights, we can do some kind of a prediction. To whom I have to give a discount in an e-commerce site, to whom I should not give the discount. So that is going to be the e-commerce site examples. Or simple to say that which movie should be recommended to which kind of a people. That is going to be a data science, or it's a machine learning concept. Easily, guys. So you can talk about lot of examples. We can talk about that. So in a simple workflow, I can make you understand is feed the data to the machine, but don't think that machine directly learns it. There is a lot of requirements are there. So if everything is done by the machine, what is our work here now? Everything is done by the machine. So feed the data to the machine. Machine is going to understand the data with the help of some algorithms. there is going to be some kind of a machine learning algorithms actually. Based on that particular algorithms, they will give you some kind of an insights. Based on that insights, we can do some kind of a predictions actually. This is the mainly the concept of what we are talking about, the machine learning concept. Just that is a simple workflow to make you understand that. But what are the technical aspects? I will teach you in the next class. Okay. I'm going to take it all the particular technical aspects in the next class. I'm going to take it actually, guys. Okay. So that's it from my side for the today's class, guys. Just it's a demo classes. I don't want to take much technical aspects, just like a discussion. So what you know about data science, what I know about the data science, just we'll try to understand them actually, guys. Just we'll try to discuss that application actually. Okay. Kumar, 7 a.m. batch was already, machine learning is already about to complete. Tomorrow, within a couple of days, they will start with the deep learning. So that is too early for you. Okay. Otherwise, I'll tell you, just if you speak to me personally, I can suggest you. And anyone, guys, I'll share you my number also. I'm just sharing in the chat window. So you can just take down my number. It's 8008077117 is my number, contact number. If you have any queries, you can feel free to text me better because I will be in the classes. You can call me also. You can, if you want, really, if you want to speak with me, I can just tell you that time. Otherwise, just you please text me. I'll respond to you, all of you guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. I don't want to take much thing. And I think most of your questions also has been answered, but still we have today's class is not, that means with the today's class, it was not over. Another 2 to 3 classes I'm going to take it. We have a sufficient time is there. Every day, 8 o'clock, 8:05, 8:10 demo classes, right? Hardly by 8:10, I'll start the session actually, guys. Okay. So almost all 9:10, 1 hour of time is sufficient for the demo classes. After that, depending on most of the participants' availability, I will I'll schedule it 9:15, 9:20. I can schedule it actually, guys. Okay. So that's it from my side, guys. I can take a 1 or 2 questions if anybody wants. If anybody is having their jobs, you can leave, guys. If you want to leave, you have to join your job, your office. You can leave. Anybody, if you have any questions, I have some time, 10-15 minutes to have the next batch. If you have any questions, I can stay here and I can, yes, guys, I can answer your questions if you have anything to discuss. Anyone? You can unmute yourself, you can speak, or you can use a chat window, guys.
How AI or the data science can be applied in the networking domain, sir?
We'll discuss it. We discussed one case study, right? We'll discuss about that. Just
the kind of projects I'll be working on is completely on the NMS, network management systems. So definitely the future I see, like there is a good amount of thing that we can predict and do, but
absolutely. But only thing is you should have your own data must be there actually.
Yeah.
Okay. If we have the data, so depending on the data, we can discuss it. But generally, I said that like in every domain, you can implement the data science. There is nothing like only these computer science people or only these people. Anybody who is having the data with them, you can do that. So really, as you are working on some kind of an networking related systems, so obviously like how to optimize your network traffic. Okay. You predicting some kind of a network traffic, like at which time it will be more, at which time it is going to be less. So all these are part of your analytics and whatever the data science, machine learning concepts, what we can do it actually. So all these predictions can be gets done, or some kind of a network downtimes calculations, predicting of network downtime. So all these are going to be some part of whatever we can do it as part of that. But I can clearly discuss a little bit more and more in our coming classes. I can have a discussion more and more about that.
Great, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. So yes, Bunty, what are the tools we need to install in local system? We require only Python. I tell you what Python you have to install. We have some tools are there. First, we'll install the Python. We'll install the Anaconda Python. And after that, we'll install R and we'll install R Studios and some of the tools that are going to be required actually. Rahul, sir, can it be also used for business analytics? Business analyst is different. Data analyst is different. So business analyst is always with respect to the business, like somebody is going to share the data, business analyst is going to take a decision. But here a data analyst is not like that. He will generate his own data. He will analyze his own data, and he will be helpful to the company or to the business managers to take the decisions. So business analyst is slightly different from data analyst course. Okay. Yes, sir. How does machine learning gives required output based on the input data? That depends on that. We have something called as a classification regression concept is there. So depending on that, it will give you. It depends on, there is a target variable will be there. If target variable is categorical, it will give a categorical data. If the target variable is a continuous data, it will give a continuous data. Okay, it depends on that. There is a y variable will be there. X and y, two variables will be there. Y is what we call it as a dependent variable. Depending on the dependent variable only, it is going to tell you. Okay, like fine, right. So that's it, guys. I think you can have some more discussions in the next coming classes. So thanks all of you guys for attending the class. So I'll hope you see you tomorrow, all of you at the same time and the same link, guys. Okay. So thanks all of you guys, and have a nice day to all of you. Thank you, guys. Thanks all of you. Okay, guys, I'm just ending up the session. The session will be ended. Okay. Thanks, guys.